Ugh, unbelievable. What are you doing here? I know what you're doing here. It's okay. I need you. uh, Everybody's useful. Good, bad, doesn't matter. Even the bad are useful. You just have to get the bad to do what you want. Sounds messed up, doesn't it? It's a simple idea, though. That's what Jesus started, right? Jesus was not a home wrecker. He didn't show up to say, I come to start a war between a father and a son, daughter, mother. You have no idea uh, who Jesus was. That is not very Prince of Peacely. Bad idea. Boy, I had something really good and really powerful to say, and it eluded me just like that. Oh, you guys do know that I'm a lawyer, right? So I thought of something. I'm sitting here and I'm looking at this lawn. And because I've overcome the earth, I don't really give a flying fart what it looks like. That weeds could grow to the damn wires. The most important thing is that you can see my face and I can continue to try to educate our lost sheep, fold, destined for destruction, dumbasses on what's going on while my grass grows and I just give a shit, right? And it's like, well, legally, you have to cut your lawn because they can only let it grow so high, right? um, do you know how easy it is to grow marigolds? I think for about $6, I ought to be able to turn my entire lawn into a garden. And then I will say, well, in a biblical sense, I have to let the weeds grow with the tares until harvest time. And those marigolds are just loving it. I'm sorry about the grass. I don't work on my garden in that way. I'm a man of God. Oh, wouldn't that just piss people off? That's the kind of things that Jesus would do. And like Psalm 110, when he said that, he just, when you know the truth, it's like people can't stand against you. People can't stand against you. When you understand, when you understand our God and what he wants of us, yeah, it only goes one way. You have to accept everybody, you know? Oh man, I wish you could see this. This is a really cool, you know what it is? It's a, I don't know what year, but it's a Chevy. I know it's a Chevy, definitely. Um, but it's painted orange and white. It just reminds you of like a, I don't know, a giant dreamsicle or something, right? And it's beautiful because it's like a 50. It doesn't have fins, so I'm going to say it's probably a 56 or 55. But yeah, that's a pretty car. Whoever owned that put a lot of work into it. Are you back again? Get out of here. And you called me sir. Huh. Well, let's see. I'm thinking you're either very young or you're from like India. Maybe both. See, in India, this is how I imagine. I'm going to guess how the culture would be, right? Their religious practices are ancient, and they are people of prayer. They light candles, they worship, they know that out there somewhere is our God. And that, and because of that, it's like different things start to have respect in a culture like that. People's age, their wisdom, it's like you just generally respect an elder because you don't know what that person's learned over the course of their life. Could be immense amount of knowledge, you know, just more than you could ever, well, uh, I couldn't say more than you could ever want because you always want more and more, right? But it's like you're passing up something. If your eyes cause you to judge, and you've cut something off before you even see, right? Before you take a look. And that's what Jesus said that. He made that point, right? We should judge by works. Judge by the works. Don't judge by appearance, or even what? Because and the fact was, is he said, by what you eat or what you wear. So if someone is judging me by how I look or by my appearance, see, they've fallen into that same trap. It's like people don't expand upon his teachings in the way that they should. They get the full meaning out of it. It's kind of sad. So, what do you think? Should I go to the hardware store and pick up a bunch of packets of marigold seeds and just take my little, what the heck's that thing called? I forget what they call it. They call it a garden wizard or something or whatever. I don't know. It's got like little spikes on it, and they, as they turn, they kind of rotate through each other, like continuously. And so they grab the soil on one side, and then as it pulls it, see how it splits it apart. So it kind of like rips the soil apart as you're working the soil. It's a neat little device. Um, the ones I have are interesting because well, I think they all came this way, but I don't purchase stuff. I go out on trash day. If I ever get to a point where I got like, spare time or something, when it's garbage day, I just go drive around and see what the hell I can find. I don't, what am I supposed to be proud about it? If somebody throws out something I can really use, what if it's a piece of I'm not talking about, I'm not reusing somebody's diaper, okay? This is like, who knows what, a rubber tote even, or a, you know, some nice clay pots to plant plants in, you know? Yeah, it's like, why should I, if the Lord really provides for me, then everything should kind of fall into place, right? And it's like, and then, and then you'd be tempted to say, well, but he's not providing for me. I want to say something. It's like, but I got to say that maybe he's providing as much as he can, right? We don't realize that we're the body. Some of it has to come from the other direction, right? So do I get peace in it? And it's like, hell no, I can't have peace. How in the hell can I have peace? It's funny because what does it say? It says there's no rest for the wicked, right? And it's like, I remember that. I remember those days, and now I get it. And it's like, you just want to show people what they're fighting, I guess, right? And to say, dude, it's kicking your ass bad. Let me just give me 5 minutes and you'll see that you are wrestling with a monster that cannot be conquered. And we're so screwed up, man. We killed Jesus. Do you believe that? and I hate to say that. See, I always say we. I wasn't there, but it's like we're the ones that are suffering because of this. So that's why I say it that way. Um, we we killed the Messiah, man, and we put a curse on ourselves. Paul knew it. And he is a very good teacher, but wow, man, you know, it would take a little work, but if you wanted to go on some kind of a little weird brain trip on drugs or something, try and read some of the crap that, and I'm not saying crap, some of the writings of Paul are just so, what? I mean, I started to read something, and then I got to a point where, oh my God, I'm getting a headache just trying to keep this all sorted out. It can be, but it's like this belongs on a damn whiteboard, right? Like, so you can associate things, so you can make sense of it, because he's taking here's what Paul's doing. He's taking this, okay? He's taking four spirits and he's trying to show you all of them at one time. Now, oh, you ain't seen nothing yet. I got four people watching. Four, right? What happens? I got four spirits of God. Well, guess what I got to do? Now I got good and evil. But guess what can happen between these? This one's serving this father. This one's serving the other father. Well, these can rebel against their father. So guess what happens? Uh-oh. Right? This one's obeying, this one's not. What's up with this one? Oh, same thing. However, there's a problem. Towards God, this is bad, because God wants perfection and all running in his way. The bad guy, guess what happens? It doesn't matter. He's going to lose either way in the long run. Because if he creates evil, a house divided against itself will fall. If he creates good, guess what? We won one for the team. And we just keep going in that direction. And so we're fighting like a it's the worst freaking machine you could ever be in. And God designed it, and I stand by it, and I'm all for it. This is a hard way to tell you guys to like read between the lines. But it's like I can't spend I shouldn't spend my life trying to like teach people stupidity in motion. It's like something comes to mind that Gamaliel said. This is deep. He said, "Do nothing, because if it is of man, then it will fail. But if it is of God, then you know, nothing can be done to stop it." Well, you know what? That's how I understand this law. I see both of those things happening at the very same time. Can you grasp that? Because it's of man, and that's God's judgment on the things of man. Your own words condemn you. We have to live by his words, every single one of them. Oh, why are you swimming in there? You probably drunk as shit, ain't you? Here, get out. How do you feel? Can you fly? Oh, he's checking for clearance. He's like, there's a lot of juice in this one. Uh, this has a lot of legs, and it's nice. I gotta find it. It's hard because it's got too much juice in it. It went long, so it's got a lot of alcohol. So the alcohol's burning your nose while you're trying to figure out what the scent is, you know. Un bon vin. Skull. He's like, Skull? Rivadirci. Now, Bon, that sounds German. Un bon vin. My neighbor waved. He's a good unit. He, we found him dead on the sidewalk, or in the middle of the road on the side of his truck one day. He has a pacemaker, and he had his. I think what happened was he has his phone in his pocket. So I think when his phone went off, uh, he it like blasted his pacemaker because he had the vibrator on his phone, and that's like a magnetic thing, maybe whirling around next year, you know. So I got a runny nose here. I'm laughing because I'm imagining my lawn. Oh, French. Something three. Maybe something about the Trinity. Or a place, something about some place with three. La Sainte Lecour. See, I'd say Francois, and you'd go, no, that's somebody's name, and you'd laugh at me. Francais. Parlez-vous français? You know that bug, he uh he deserves a burial, doesn't he? Even the doves feel bad for him. Come on. Huh. I don't have the right kind of spit. And that looks Russian. Hmm. That would be a good way to open up the different language corridors in a program. Because you can always capitalize on parts of this and parts of that, right? Opening up boxes as we go. Boy, that's good. And it's like, and the only way to make more is time. Oh, hey Clifton. I'm that's actually I make my own wine.
Yeah, Vito, we make it own. You know, uh, back in Italy, in Genoa, where I come from, it's a northern Italy. That's where the tribe of Judah go. Uh, and I think when I found out about my name, I thought it was Italian. No, it's my Italian name is African from when we migrated as a Jews. But that's okay to be that kind of Jews, but this kind of Jews, this are Jews we make like this. See, we just take the grape juice, grape juice, and a little bit of you put the, you know, you got two things. You're gonna make a vinegar or you're gonna make a wine. If you leave it open to the air, open, then it's gonna make vinegar. That's doing the prince of the air. You make it the bad stuff, right? But if you put it in a seal it, hem it in from front and back, put it in a container, in a vessel, then it can be wine. And then you just leave it there. Everybody take care of itself. Come back when it stops making the bubbles. Everything's fun. And then set it away. Make a whole bunch. Make it too much. Set it away. And then it gets older and better and nicer. Save the old wine for last. That's a tip from a Vito.
Apple, huh? Oh man, apple. That's one I've not tried yet because it's well. I, careful. I'm really, dude. I like just nicked a hangnail and wound up with like damn torture from hell, right? So now I'm like just over here on this finger, and I'm like, I feel a hangnail. I'm like, don't touch it. um, no, I made my experimenting so far has been with. I did pineapple juice. That was interesting. I've made soju, which was just too sweet. It needed to be really what you should do is you should ferment it and then distill it probably or something and turn it into something worthy because it was way too sugary. I don't think the yeast could handle it, trying to get rid of all that sugar. Um, I don't know if what you could do was maybe bring it up slow, but you'd have to then keep introducing sugar a little at a time. But grape juice, and I did white grape juice, and what I found was in the white grape juice it has sulfites added to it when you buy off the shelf, so it's automatically got that preservative in it, but the yeast will fight it, but it accentuates it, and you really got to let it go a good length of time to get the sulfur out of it. You got to degas it and get that out of there because otherwise, when you're smelling it, it's like it smells like it's rotten almost, but it's not. It's just that it's the sulfites coming out of it, and it's protecting it. Oddly, it's actually protecting it, and if you let it go long enough, it'll turn into a very nice white wine. I was like, I'll just let it go, and after it gassed out, then it was pretty good. So. Yeah. Well, in soju, in the soju, you don't. It's just sugar and water, right? So in some cases, you got the sugar from the fruit, but and if you're doing this, you add sugar. So you have to. I don't think there's enough. There's not enough in there to get any alcohol into it. So, and I brew it for that reason, not just to turn grape juice into wine tasting wine, right? I think it's okay to have a drink every now and then. But this has got a lot of legs. I mean, that's why I can hardly get the smell out of it because it just, it looks like claws coming down the side of it. It's got a lot of alcohol. It went long, so come on, give me it. I'm gonna wear it out eventually. You know what it kind of smells like to me? Fruit Loops. Yeah. Fruit Loops. See, the sugar from the fruit won. God won. Yeah, damn, Fruit Loops. Now we don't want to drink it because I can eat it with my memories. Yeah, but there's a lot of alcohol covering it up, right? It's like frying your nostrils. I can't tell if it was a regular sized lady walking a giant dog, or if it was or if it was a little kid walking a giant dog. It's probably a little kid. The golden retriever. Do you remember that? Do you remember that the never ending story? I'm the luck dragon. Man, that was great. I should watch that. I bet that's out there somewhere. Should be able to see that for free by now, right? That's a smiler. Who in the hell would not let everybody just watch some things for free? Like Hachi. You ever seen the movie Hachi? Oh, Hachi.
But that movie Hachi, that's not about a dog. No, that's about a spirit. That's why Paul say, well, you watch out for them dogs. Some a dog and they never leave. They keep eating the same thing. They don't know.
I remember one time I mentioned Hachi to one of my customers when I was doing technical support. And I asked him, I said, "Did you cry when you watched Hachi?" And what he said was beautiful. He said, "Everybody cries." For the lost dog. I'll tell you what he did for me, Burger Sleuth. He taught me about a law that I need to obey in order that I be found pleasing before my Lord. Um, he taught me about the Son of Man, which is me and you, and that we masters. It's done by whatever we do, our works determine one of those masters either way. So we have nowhere to rest our head. We either work and serve Father God, or we work and serve the father of lies. We are either sons of God or we are sons of perdition. And the sons always do what they see their fathers doing, which means that when you've seen me, you've seen my father, because I always do what I see my father doing. That's when you have to determine which of those two fathers do I belong to, and you only have two choices. I either belong to good or I belong to bad. So you got to be careful on how you judge, right? So that's what Jesus taught me. That's what he did for me. And he died to bring those teachings to me because he was a Jew. Okay? Jesus wasn't a Christian. He was a Jew. And it was a mistake to kill him. It should not have happened. And Paul explains that in Romans, okay, not Romans, 1 Corinthians 2:8. And Paul goes on further to explain, and I would offer this as a Jew, that the law is infallible and applicable to everybody, regardless of their faith or even belief in it or even knowledge of it. But in a hopeful sense, also offers the idea that those very same laws that allow me to serve my God, you, anybody, in absence of any training whatsoever, can actually have those laws written upon their hearts, which then causes them to do the works that would be found pleasing to my God. And therefore, I think we're good here. Lake of fire, hell. Like, again, as a Jew, I don't believe in that like you do. I believe more in a logical, honest, righteous, forgiving God instead of one who creates junk and then thrusts it out into his creation in hopes of finding the way. Actually, the Pope was probably more right than people want to admit, that all ways lead to God. You can pick whatever path you want. The crazy one, you'll get what you got coming. But since all of that comes from the Lord, well, people don't understand our God. If you ask for something and he gives it to you, it's not temptation. And he will give you the desires of your heart, whatever they may be. Because that's the only thing it's going to take for you to learn, is to break you of your own doing. That way you can learn, right? There's nothing more humbling than saying, my way failed. Better to do it God's way. Shalom, shalom.